Hi, today I'll show you the user distance value driver. It's a very useful component, and I'll show it to you right now. So the user distance value driver is very useful because if you go to our cylinder over here, that actually has a separate slot here called distance check. We can go to attach component, go to transform, drivers, and then at the very bottom, we'll have user distance value driver, and we want type of Boolean. Now, Boolean is simply an on-off state. Now, when you're close to it, we want it to be enabled, and when you're far from it, you want it to be disabled. So for this purpose, we're going to be simply having near value to true and far value to false. Next, we'll need to select a node. So for that, we'll select actually the view node. Oh, that's feet. Oops, new view. Now, the view node is exactly where your view is. Now, here, if I then set a distance of, for example, 0.5, that's going to be 0.5 in global space. So regardless of how I scale this, it's always going to be a distance of 0.5. Now, I can check this easily by hooking the cylinder here up, its enabled state, to the view here. And now, if I get close to it, it'll enable. However, if I grab it and I make it bigger, it won't enable sooner because it's still wanting exactly that distance. However, now it's so far away that if I get close enough, I'll actually be clipping into it. So what you have to remember for that is that this value here is not in local space of the object, but in global space. Now, if your object is in fact scaled to 111, or you have some code that will make sure that this distance here is always local to your object, you can in fact also make a sphere, 3D model sphere, and then go to Open Inspector on that sphere, grab that sphere and slot it into the distance check, and then reset its values. There we go. And as long as you make sure to add some additional code so that this sphere's radius will actually be in global space rather than in local space, you can actually grab the radius of this, not the cylinder mesh, grab the distance of the distance check and directly slot it into the radius of the sphere. Now you have to make sure that it is always keeping that value in global space, so it's at 111 globally. Otherwise, that's not going to work. I'll show you in a different video how to do that, but for now, I'll just leave it at that. We'll grab this little material here, which is a bit transparent, put this into the sphere mesh renderer, and now this is basically going to be a little indication of where our actual enable state is. So if I go past this, you'll see that the cylinder enables. But yeah, I hope that you can figure out something useful to do with this. Personally, I use it for a lot of stuff like effects that need to be at a certain distance instead of using colliders for them. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them down below. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!